how can you tell that your feelings are being devalued? In this video, we will discuss those manipulations that cause pain to a person, all while seasoning it with some good intentions and positive feelings. A person, often being in this state, does not understand why they feel so bad, so hurt, so painful inside. So today we will talk about those manipulations that devalue your feelings and prevent you, for example, from enjoying your achievements. For instance, you may lose confidence in yourself, and you may not understand what is happening to you. So let's go in order. And the first is downplaying results. Downplaying your results. For example, you have worked hard for something, achieved a certain result, and it is important to you. For example, you have finally been promoted, or your income has significantly increased compared to what it was before and here. For example, a friend or buddy says, well, this is basically a small salary within the country, but it's not bad compared to what it was. In other words, they took away your chance to feel happy or proud. And at that moment, what happens? This is what a person who feels envy towards your achievement says, because it cannot bear the fact that you, for example, have finally reached what you have dreamed of, or perhaps you're going on vacation, or perhaps you have always dreamed of visiting a beautiful place. You arrive, share your stories, and feel joyful. Your conversation partner says, well, of course it's interesting the hotel, for example, isn't 5 stars, and I wouldn't go to a place like that. I would look for something better, I wouldn't go. So all these points indicate a person's envy. What needs to be done here? Here, it is important to say that for me, this is already a success, and I am proud of it. So if you notice that a person changes after certain words, meaning they realize they have been discovered, then in principle, you can continue to be friends. Communicate further and build a relationship. But if you see that a person doubts every one of your successes, devalues each of your achievements and every bit of your happiness, then consider whether you need such a person by your side. By the way, parents often act this way with their children when a child, for example, struggles with math in school, finding it difficult, and receiving, say, a B grade is already an achievement for them. He runs to tell his parents that he finally got a 4 in math, and the parents say, why not a 5? Well, why not a 5? In other words, all of his achievements and efforts are devalued in the moment. Often, parents set that very direction where the child does not feel their own worth. This means that parents need more. Then, the child grows up and is also unable to enjoy what they have. He needs more. Therefore, if you notice this moment, try to stand up for your achievements. If you notice that such behavior towards you is constantly repeating, think about whether the person next to you is the right one. Moving on. For many, devaluation of feelings is even worse. For example, something happens to you and you go to a friend, a partner, your mom, or anyone, and you talk about how hard it is for you right now, how you feel bad, and what your situation is. And then you are told in response, but think about how bad it is for others, for example, or someone dreams, for instance, of living like you, or for example, there are children in Africa who are starving, and so on. That is at the moment when you want to share and simply express yourself. Because when we experience complex inner feelings, it is essential to find a listener, someone who will listen, for example, without giving advice, just someone with whom you can share and divide your inner pain. It is precisely then in moments when you share and are being listened to that the very answers about what to do in a certain situation can come. But when feelings are devalued, it feels as if you are being forbidden to have those feelings. That is, one cannot experience such negative emotions and negative feelings right now. After all, someone else has it worse. I want something different for myself. And these are my feelings, and I can experience them. So, in this situation, I can say, I'm sorry, but I am really upset. This is very important to me. If you have a true friend, someone who values you, then they will listen and will not try to devalue your feelings in the future. That is, a person who says such a phrase may have experienced this since childhood. In other words, perhaps they were told this way, or maybe they are comforting themselves in this manner and decided to help you with advice. When he hears such a phrase, the person will understand that such advice is not suitable for you. Moving on. Third, you are so emotional, you don't understand jokes at all, or you react so strongly. Yes, we all can be emotional. There are times when we face difficult situations and complex emotions, and we can become emotional, let's say, out of nowhere. But if you notice that time and again, for example, You receive sharp jokes directed at you, like being told that you have an unattractive figure and it hurts you and makes you feel bad, and when you try to respond, you are told, "Why are you so emotional? Why do you react like that? It's just that your legs are crooked," and so on. So if you notice negativity directed at you, and when you try to respond or stand up for yourself, it is all accompanied by the notion that you are the one who is wrong, that you don't understand jokes, and that you are overreacting. So, there is a person next to you who is trying very hard to devalue you, that is, to undermine your self-confidence in certain situations. What can be done here? You can say, "I felt uncomfortable. I don't want to be the subject of such jokes anymore." And again, here you will only be observing. If a person hears you, that is, perhaps this is really their way of behaving, they joke like that, well, that's how they grew up, not out of malice, for example, then they will hear you if that person values you. But if you understand that everything is happening in the form of mockery, it will continue. But the choice is solely yours. Moving on. Negging, a compliment laced with negativity. That is, when someone tells you, for example, that you have a beautiful dress and it wonderfully hides your crooked legs. Then it's worth considering whether to take it as a compliment or not. This is how a person who is trying to devalue you behaves. For example, if your friend, partner, or anyone else gives you such compliments, it is a way of devaluing you. If you notice such a person around you, then you can again explain your feelings, show the person that this is unacceptable for you, and then observe whether the person is listening to you or not. But if a person is used to joking at your expense, it means they are likely experiencing some negative emotions towards you. It may be envy, it may be some kind of resentment or anger, but there are negative emotions present, or it could be a desire, for example, to crush your self-esteem. Moving on. Negative programming. This is often encountered in couples where, for example, there is an abusive man or an abusive woman who says things like, "Who would want you like that?" or "Who would need you looking like that? Just look at you, you're fat, bald, old," and so on. That is, at the moment when a person is made to believe that they are not good, that they are somehow bad, that they will be needed by no one. This means that there is a person here who is trying very hard to undermine your self-esteem in order to shake your confidence in yourself. Furthermore, they do not notice the positives and merits. This is another indication that they are trying to devalue you. That is, you do something, you have done something wonderful, and you don't hear anything good directed at you. Everything is as it should be, everything is as it needs to be. For you, this may be important, and you wanted to hear words of gratitude, or perhaps you have been working towards something for a long time, and you achieved it, but it feels like no one noticed. And this is also a way of devaluation, meaning everything is as it should be. No matter how hard you try, if there is a person nearby who, again, feels such emotions towards you that they simply cannot, for example, praise you due to their own feelings, beliefs, emotions, or internal fears, then, no matter what you do, you will never hear about your achievements. For example, about gratitude, about how well you did, that you achieved something specific. That's all for this video. This was me, Alisa Vardomska. I hope for your likes and subscriptions. Write in the comments what you would like to discuss in my new videos. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, and goodbye everyone.